It looks great.
It does. It's absolutely wonderful. Absolutely.
So what was it that really made you think about having a water feature?
I'm an engineer by trade, and so I really enjoy seeing DIY type things around, and then just watch one more after one more and I go, that's it, we just got to get one. It was actually from a practical point of view. We had an old pond in here that we inherited with the house. We tried to make it work and it never really worked, and so we let the frogs take it over, and overgrowth came, and at some point about a year and a half or so ago, it's time. It just is time to make that work again, and that's when I started looking on the internet and came across your videos.
What was it like working with us to get the water feature in the ground?
Absolutely smooth. You couldn't ask for a better group of people to work with. Your artistic talents plus your technical skill just combined perfectly here. So smooth as silk, as they'd say in Whitchurch.
What advice would you give anybody that's looking to have a water feature, whether they should do it themselves or bring professionals in? You know, what would you advise to people?
It's really up to the person. It depends on what they're feeling competent about, but I think it's great to at least have the idea of maybe I could try it myself. And that's where I started looking at your videos and other videos, and then I came to realize actually there's more to than just the technical side of this. There's also the imagination and the thinking about how it would work together. Finding someone with experience like any pond is just second to none, because you just can come in a very quick order, really suss out what needs to be done and put together a plan, put it on. Budget-wise, we worked together really nicely to fit within a budget that we had, so that we were able to go as large as we could given the budget, but still end up with a great effect, even though we may not be doing everything I originally had in mind.
I remember your boys felt like they couldn't believe what was going on. What was their initial thoughts?
Yes, so they absolutely love it. They've been around here with their friends many times, and you just see a gaggle of their friends come around and they're just taking photos and videos in front of it. It really is a showpiece, really is a showpiece. And located where it is, a lot of them come up from the path at the bottom of the garden. And that's the first thing you see. You know, you hear something and you come up and you see this.
Now you've lived with the water feature for a couple of weeks. Has it brought anything that you didn't expect?
Relaxation. So we knew it was going to bring relaxation, but we didn't expect the level of relaxation it would bring. As Katja, my wife, said just a few moments ago to us, she would just lose an hour. She'd come out here to do a bit of work and then suddenly realize that an hour has gone by. You just get into a really calm state with this around, to the point where you just can't tear yourself away, and you have to make a conscious effort to say, I need to go now, which is a great thing. You can come here. We've got chairs down at the bottom to look at it. We've got chairs and a hanging chair at the top to look at it, so you can see it from so many different directions. If you just need to pop out, you can do it at the top. If you have a bit more time, come around here. We just had our lunch out here and watched it. Love the bowl. The absolute right decision for this. Right size as well. You had different sizes on offer. You suggested one size, which is what we ended up with. It's been perfect at that. Going back in time, absolutely, I was saying I'd love it very natural, because I saw your videos. I want natural. And Katja especially, we don't want any intrusion of something really human, if it makes sense of that. However, when you suggested originally up there was an urn, and we looked at some of the urns, that's just too much in your face. With the bowl, it's lower down, it's large, it's a calm pond. So it's that beautiful transition from the man-made to the all-natural. It really suits the purpose perfectly.
And you were saying about lights. Obviously we put one light in and then you've added some more.
When you were here, you took out the old pond. We relocated it down to the side of the garden here. I bought some lights for it, just some solar panel lights I picked up cheap, put around it. It was nice. We were spending all our time up here though. And so I thought, well, I'll give this a go. I took out the solar lights down there and had to disturb your wonderful artwork a bit to move some rocks around and put them in, ran the solar panel over underneath the tree there. It is spectacular. The one at the top you put in, it's great because I can control it on my app. Really a powerful light. Refracts around the waterfall into the pond at the top, lights up the stones in the top. Beautiful. These ones come on and are in a rotation, and so it's nice to have that contrast between the two different lights. You have the one at the top that really focuses attention there, and these subtle ones on the side that are rotating different colors. Nice thing with them on this side is that they light up this part of the garden, so the rock really gets an illumination. That becomes a screen, if you will, and you get a beautiful color here and into the garden. Really nice finishing touch.
What would you say is your favourite part of the waterfall? Obviously, it changes.
It does. I'm going to go with the bowl, actually. I'm going to go with the bowl. Yeah, for all the much I was the one really wanting, really it has to be all natural. I love that bowl up there. We've actually put a couple of stones we took from Canada at Lake Ontario, where we scattered my dad's ashes when he passed away about 7 years ago. And so we had a couple of those stones, so they're now up in that bowl. And it's just really nice to have that link. My mom passed away recently as well, and so that was the motivation to get this done in time for her funeral. Obviously COVID put a spanner in the works of that, but we still got it done. And now it's a nice place just to come and remember both my parents. The little cave you built there is a favorite of our kids and also of Katya. And so we're looking at that, or the kids were looking at that going, what can we hide in there? Maybe some sort of Lord of the Rings or some sort of thing from maybe Harry Potter, just some sort of trinket surprise that you can discover as you're looking at the waterfall. Go, hey, what's that in there? The secret waterfall you put at the side comes over that rock and gives a nice waterfall in front of it as well, but you can still see in behind enough. Really nicely done. And the nice little thing I've discovered is the back waterfall. It may have been unintentional, but there's a little bit of a water path on the left-hand side that then comes out just in a little dot here or there. It's nice touch. It's just like, where's that come from? And it's just one of those nice discoveries.
That's what happens in nature, so it's recreating nature, and that's the key thing. Is you don't want the wet steps, you don't want the contrived look, and that's what you had before.
Definitely concrete slab
and slabs, and they were sloping down, and obviously this is completely different now. So you had to top it up from evaporation.
So once we probably about 2 weeks in, I would say we topped it up because evaporation had happened.
Yeah, it's definitely missing a glass of wine.
Yeah.
Or a gin.
Gin is better today.
Yeah.
After my gin.
It's nice.
It's nice.
And there we go. What a wonderful waterfall showcase this has been.